Rockstar Games might have just stage-dived into a legislative nightmare. And Epic Games' latest move doesn't exactly live up to its namesake. This is SVG News. Today, we're asking the big questions.
Why does everything suck this hard?
The days of carefree joyrides in Grand Theft Auto may soon be a thing of the past for Illinois residents. The Grand Theft Auto series has seen plenty of scandals in the past, but a newly proposed bill could end up seeing the franchise banned from sale in the state of Illinois. As reported by the Chicago Sun-Times, a rise in carjackings in Chicago and surrounding areas has drawn some unseemly comparisons with the popular video game series.
Overnight, Chicago recorded 3 more carjackings as they become all too common across the city. The city is taking some new steps to stop the surge of carjackings.
Because, people aren't just awful to one another sometimes. It's gotta be the video games. You know that old adage, if it happened in Family Guy, it must be true.
Here, play Grand Theft Auto for 8 hours, and then we'll give it another try.
Illinois already has laws in place to prevent minors from purchasing certain games. However, State Representative Marcus Evans seeks to amend the law in order to prevent any games depicting, quote, motor vehicle theft with a driver or passenger present from being sold in the state. Of course, as the name of the series would imply, carjackings are a pretty significant gameplay element in Grand Theft Auto.
God, that is up! Oh!
The Chicago Sun-Times reports that Representative Evans' crusade began after he was approached by Early Walker, a philanthropist and Chicago business owner who picked up on the resemblance between the carjackings in the GTA games and the crimes he'd seen committed in the region. Walker is the founder of Operation Safe Pump, an initiative that places guards at gas stations and shopping centers to prevent muggings and carjackings, as well as I'm Telling, Don't Shoot, a tip line designed to protect communities from gun violence. If Walker and Evans have their way, the language of Illinois' existing bill will be amended to include a broader range of violent and aggressive video games. The proposed changes would define video game violence as any title where players, quote, control a character within the video game that is encouraged to perpetuate human-on-human violence in which the player kills or otherwise causes serious physical or psychological harm to another human or an animal. Yup, you heard that right. Psychic warfare and killing digital critters would be off limits too.
Shoot me, human.
I just did.
Shoot me, human. Make it stop.
I just shot your ass and stopped.
Of course, this is not the first time that violence has nearly led to the ban of controversial games. However, in 2020, the American Psychological Association announced, there is insufficient scientific evidence to support a causal link between violent video games and violent behavior. Despite these findings, lawmakers continue to draw parallels between virtual and real-life violence. As Charlie Goldberg put it in a 2019 opinion piece for the New York Times, gamers don't really have an issue deciphering fantasy from the real world, but politicians seem to have lost themselves in a politically convenient fiction. Rockstar has yet to respond to this proposed bill, although we have a decent idea of how they'll react.
I have met a lot of in my life, but you? Oh, you're not long for this world if this is the way you act. You little jumped up mother.
Hello. What?
What if Chuck E. Cheese settled litigation using arcade tokens? What if Hasbro agreed to pay financial damages using Monopoly money? Both of those scenarios would involve paying out a make-believe currency in order to satisfy a legal obligation. You may think, no, that could never actually happen. But as it turns out, it's not far off from what Epic is doing to settle a class action lawsuit.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
According to the official website of the settlement, aptly named epiclootboxsettlement.com, Epic Games will send 1,000 V-Bucks to anyone who purchased a random loot box in Fortnite before they were removed. The same goes for those who made a similar purchase in Rocket League. There, players will get up to 1,000 Rocket League credits. According to the Fortnite Twitter account, the V-Bucks disbursements, at least, should be showing up in player accounts within the next few days. A report from The Verge states that 1,000 V-Bucks is worth about, get ready for it, $8.
$8? $8?
Yup, $8. So basically, players won't be receiving a mind-blowing amount of cash in the grand scheme. This all makes a simple question spring to mind. Really? Epic is paying out in-game money for a lawsuit settlement? Well, actually it's a bit more complicated than that. The V-Bucks and Rocket League credits are part of the deal, sure, but they're not all of it. As the settlement website notes, a tub of actual money is being set aside for other related claims. Quote, up to $26.5 million in cash and other benefits to US-based Fortnite and Rocket League players. Those who want a piece of that action will have to submit a separate claim. They won't just get a check mailed to them automatically for their loot box woes.
Was it worth the trouble, human? Huh.
At the moment, Epic has obtained a preliminary approval for this settlement, which is why it's gone ahead and announced the distribution of V-Bucks and Rocket League credits to players. And it's worth noting that Epic's proactive approach here isn't the norm. As The Verge states, quote, class action lawsuits typically require claimants to file claims to receive benefits. Epic is reportedly sending V-Bucks and Rocket League credits on its own because the company feels it was genuinely wrong to offer random loot boxes. Still, the act of even partially settling this suit with a virtual currency may rub some the wrong way. According to The Verge, one last hearing for the class action suit is set to take place sometime in May. In the meantime, be sure to spend all those V-Bucks in one place. That's literally all you can really do with them.